If a client sends you an image of a furniture piece and you need to get it as a 3D model into the scene that you're working on, this is a workflow that can save you lots of time. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I use Meshy AI on a real project that I'm working on and how it fits into my 3D workflow. Now, the way I approach tools like this is very simple. I don't expect them to replace my main workflow, but I do expect them to make parts of the process faster and more efficient. And that is exactly where Meshy AI comes in. Meshy AI can generate 3D models and textures from images, but then it goes beyond that. You can generate images from text prompts and then convert those images directly into 3D models. You can work with different mesh types, adjust topology, and control the level of details. It also supports things like rigging and animation of characters, 3D printing workflows, and even creating cinematic style preview of your models. So it is not just a single purpose tool, it is more like a creative assistant across different stages of your workflow. Now we're going to talk about all these things later on in this video, so stay put and don't go anywhere. But first of all, I want to show you exactly how I used it on a real life project that I was working on. Now a client sent me an image of a chair that she wanted us to put in the scene that we were working on. Instead of searching for a matching model online, and as you know very well, this can take a lot of time, and I mean a lot. And at the end of the day, you may not even find the exact model you're looking for. And this particular client insisted that this particular image of a chair that she sent to me is exactly the chair that she wants us to put in that scene. So what do? I take the image into Meshy AI. I started by generating multiple views from the single image. This is important because it helps you see exactly what the AI is going to generate for you. So go through the images one by one and ensure that you're cool with what you're seeing. If you are not, regenerate the image till you are cool with what you are getting. Right? I'm okay with what I got, so I went on to create a 3D model from those views. Right away, I had a solid base to work with. From there, I adjusted the topology, switching between triangles and quads. You can do this too, depending on what you need. You can also increase the mesh density to get more refined geometry. Meshy AI also handled the texturing beautifully. As you can see, it identified areas we have cloth, wood, and metal, all based on the reference image, which gave me a really good starting point. Once the model is ready, I brought it straight into 3ds Max. How did I do that? You can export it normally to FBS file and then import into 3ds Max the way we normally do. Or you can send it directly using the DCC bridge integration tools, as you can see here. As you can see, most of the industry standard software are here, and that's a huge plus. However, to use this DCC bridge, you have to download the script. Install it just like you install script in 3ds Max, and then ensure it is running in your 3ds Max before attempting to send your model into your 3ds Max. Otherwise, it will not work. After importing, I scaled it to real world size around 450mm seat height. That's the normal seat height that we have. And I placed it into my scene. And from there, I fine-tuned the model a little bit, adjusted the textures to match the overall look and feel of the project. And this is exactly where the workflow really comes together. Because you're not starting from zero. No, you're building on a very strong base given to you by Meshy AI. Because imagine how long it would have taken me to find this exact model on the websites where we go to download or buy model, right? And also imagine I decide, okay, let me model this in by myself. It is going to take me tons of time. But thanks to Meshy AI, I'm able to generate this and texture it in a matter of minutes. Right? In a matter of minutes. And that's a huge plus. Now remember, I told you that beyond this, there's a lot you can do with Meshy AI. Let's get into all that. You can go from text to image, which is powered by Nano Banana Pro. So when you opt for a plan, Nano Banana Pro is basically part of what you're gonna get. Crazy, right? You can see the prompt I used. That's pretty basic and straightforward. You can make yours more detailed if you're looking for something more specific. But for the purpose of what we're doing, this is okay. Right? Then from there, we can go straight into 3D, which is a great concept exploration. As you can see, like we did before, come in here, we generate the texture as well. Now let's look at how we can animate this human being that we have just created. You can animate this character. You can animate this same character. And the great thing is, you don't even need to know how to rig or animate characters. You can simply follow the intuitive steps like I did to rig your character. And then animate that same character using the Meshy 6 very rich library of animation presets, which you can apply to the character you've created. Remember, all this started from a text. That's crazy. You can prepare models for 3D printing workflows. This is actually quite interesting. It is not something I use in my workflow, but based on what I've seen from other users, the model holds up pretty well as a starting point to print workflow. But then, of course, like most 3D printing pipelines, you will want to prepare and refine the mesh depending on your requirement, but it gives you a solid base to work from. So it is a pretty versatile tool depending on how you want to use it. For me, the biggest advantage here is speed, because instead of searching for model or starting from scratch, I can generate whatever I need in a matter of minutes and then refine it a little bit to fit my scene. And that makes a big difference in a real-life project. Now, if you're wondering how you can actually get Meshy AI, for you to start using them in your real-life project, like I've shown you how I used it, they have actually structured in such a way that it works for different levels of users. There's a free plan, which is great if you just want to test things out. You can get monthly credits, basic features, and you can experiment without even adding a credit card. If you're creating more constantly, the pro plan is where most individual creators will probably sit, right? It gives you more credits, faster generation, which is very, very important. It gives you more control and access to full tool sets, including integration with softwares like Blender, Unreal, Unity, Maya, and even 3ds Max. I've shown you how you can use those. Right now, they're actually running an anniversary offer, so the pro plan is heavily discounted for the first month, which makes it a good time to try it out properly. If you're working in a team and a studio setup, there is a higher tier which gives you more credit, shared access, and team management features. So it really depends on how you plan to use it, whether you are just testing, creating regularly, or working in a team environment. They also have flexible options like buying credit directly or setting up something more tailored if you have specific needs. So if you want to speed up your workflow and turn reference images into 3D models much faster, then Meshy AI is definitely worth exploring. And you can check it out from the link in the description, especially while the discount is still active. When you use my link, you're going to get 50% discount. And it's also a way to support this channel since I earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you find this video helpful and you are going to try it out anyway, that is a great way to support the work that I do here while improving your workflow at the same time. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.